There are creatures that do not hunt bodies. They hunt certainty. They circle grief, conflict, fear, waiting for emotion to weaken the boundary between thought and reaction. In Cherokee legend, there is one creature people feared deeply, not because it killed, because it watched, mocked, whispered. The raven mocker. The most unsettling part is, it doesn't just watch. It waits for the moment you stop trusting yourself. Hi, my name is Steph Fitzgerald, and I'm the experience architect. I design how systems shape human experience. And this is Experience Systems, where leadership, psychology, and design converge into living systems. But on Sundays, we step somewhere darker, a little stranger, a little softer, a little more midnight. Less lecture, more candlelight, more stories told too late at night. So welcome to Creatures of the Night. And tonight, we talk about fear. Not ordinary fear, systemic fear, social fear, the kind that spreads through groups before anyone realizes what's happening. In Cherokee tradition, the raven mocker is a feared witch-like spirit, a being associated with darkness, death, and spiritual predation. It was said to circle the sick, to feed on life force, to laugh at suffering. Witnesses described strange sounds at night, movement in the dark, voices, mocking cries. The raven mocker did not simply attack, it destabilized. It amplified fear until people became vulnerable to themselves. And whether literal or symbolic, that pattern matters. Because fear changes human behavior faster than almost anything else. Fear spreads socially. Humans constantly scan other humans for emotional cues, tone shifts, facial expressions, urgency, panic. And once fear enters a group, it rarely stays isolated. This is called emotional contagion. One nervous person changes the room. One rumor changes the narrative. And one uncertain leader changes an organization. Because fear does not need evidence to spread, only repetition, only atmosphere, only enough uncertainty for the imagination to begin filling in the gaps. And systems become unstable when fear replaces clarity. Some systems run on fear intentionally. Fear of failure, fear of execution, fear of exclusion, fear of speaking honestly, fear of losing status. And fear-based systems can appear productive for a while. People move faster, compliance increases, conflict disappears on the surface. But underneath, something dangerous begins happening. People stop thinking clearly. Creativity contracts, communication distorts, risk visibility decreases. Because fear does not create alignment. It creates survival behavior. And survival behavior changes people. They become quieter, more performative, more politically adaptive. Not because they are weak, because the environment trained them to prioritize safety over truth. Mocking is powerful because mockery doesn't just disagree, it destabilizes. It reframes someone as unsafe to align with. That's why ridicule travels quickly through systems. It creates distance. The raven mocker laughs in the stories for a reason, because laughter can become a weapon, a signal, a warning. Do not stand too close to this. Do not associate. And organizations use this subtly. A joke, a tone, a glance. Enough to make people question themselves before they question the system. Ravens are intelligent, observational, patient, adaptive. They watch, and what makes them unsettling is not aggression. It's awareness. The feeling that something is studying you, tracking behavior, waiting for reaction. Modern systems often feel the same way. People adapt behavior because they feel observed, measured, interpreted. And under observation, people begin performing. Fear changes perception, literally, neurologically. Under fear, humans interpret ambiguity more negatively. Threat detection increases. Complex thinking decreases. That means fearful systems create the instability they claim to prevent. People assume intent, read silence as a threat, see danger where none exists, and eventually, fear becomes self-sustaining. Because once fear is the lens, everything becomes evidence for more fear. Strong leadership does not eliminate fear. It prevents fear from becoming the structure of the system. Because once fear becomes structural, truth becomes dangerous to speak. And that is how systems decay. Quietly, socially, emotionally, long before a collapse is visible. Maybe monsters that feed on fear survive for a reason. Because humans understand this pattern instinctively. Fear changes people. Fear changes groups. Fear changes systems. So maybe the question isn't whether the raven mocker was real. Maybe the question is, what feeds on fear inside modern systems now? What grows stronger the more uncertain people become? What narratives survive because people are afraid to challenge them? And how many environments quietly consume human potential, not through force, but through atmosphere? Because the most dangerous systems do not announce themselves. They simply make fear feel normal. For so long, people forget what safety ever felt like. Good night, my creatures. It's time to rise.